Hi guys, it's Xenia. Welcome back to my channel. So I feel like it's been a minute since I've done a perfume haul, so I figured I would bring these videos back. I have a pretty large perfume haul in this video. I have a lot of designer perfumes to show you guys, as well as a few niche perfumes. Most of the designer perfumes you're gonna see in this video I got at discount stores like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Ross, and all of that, so I got very good prices. But I'll let you guys know all of the prices of every single one of these. I feel like I got some really good finds at these discount stores this time. Like, there's a couple of these where I'm like so excited for, and I can't believe that I found them at such an insane price. Hopefully some of these are still in your stores so you can go and hunt these down for yourself. Also, I have a few updates on the Juliette Has A Gun perfume range video that I did, which was my previous video. I have a lot of interesting updates because I actually ended up changing my mind on a few of those perfumes, so you're gonna want to stay tuned till the end of this video to see which perfumes I actually ended up getting the full size of. So if you want to know some updates for that, then stay tuned till the end. But if you didn't get a chance to watch that video, I highly recommend you watch it. It's a very interesting video. If you want to watch that video, I will link it up here for you. But anyways, with all that being said, let's get into the perfumes that I'm going to show you guys today. So I literally cannot wait for this perfume. Like, I need to just show it to you guys right now because I'm literally so obsessed with this perfume. I got this perfume at TJ Maxx. When I saw this on their shelves, I peed myself a little. I've been interested in buying a perfume from this house for the longest time, but I feel like I say this in every single one of my videos. I don't like ordering things online. I have a patience problem. When I saw this at TJ Maxx, I internally screamed. Thought it was very reasonably priced because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure you will, but I think this is a niche house, but their prices are actually decent. I feel like they average around like $130, I'm pretty sure. So I got a really good price on this perfume and I was so excited. So this is from the house of Mancera. Let me know if I'm saying that right. I always butcher the names. This specific perfume is called Roses Greedy. Like I said, I've always wanted to try this house, but the name scared me a little bit because if you watch any of my videos, you know I hate rose scents most of the time. There's certain rose scents that are done really well, and I have plenty of them in my collection. But normally, I get a little weak whenever I see the name Rose in the title of a perfume. I'm like, ooh. But after I saw this there, I did a little bit of research. I went on Fragrantica, I looked up the notes, I looked up some reviews, and nobody was saying that this is very like a vintage rose type of scent. Everybody was saying that this is so beautiful and the roses kind of smell like fresh roses rather than a old wardrobe. So that kind of made me want to get this even more. And honestly, after trying this perfume out and loving it as much as I did, I'm so interested in trying out more fragrances from this house, so much so that I might even order some online. I think the next one that I'm really interested in buying from this house that a lot of you have recommended me, I've seen in plenty of videos in the fragrance community, is Instant Crush by Mancera, and also Roses Vanille, which is supposed to be like a vanilla version basically of this perfume, which obviously I would love. I hear both of those are really good. Let me know if you have either of those perfumes, how you like them. I'm sure a lot of you love those perfumes because I swear I only hear positive things about them. The whole experience of this perfume just is niche. The box is like all gold, super pretty, but then you get to the inside. This is the only perfume that I have in my collection that has come in its own separate little baggie. Like, how bougie is this? I only got this perfume for $79.99, so like 80 bucks. The whole experience of this perfume just makes you feel like you're holding a luxurious perfume, and this is what the bottle looks like. Just holding this, just the look of it, there's like this little what's this called? I was about to say embroidered. This is not fabric, what the heck? But it's like, I literally don't know. I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god, this smells so good. Engraved? Is it engraved? I think this is called engraved. But there's a little thing engraved right here. It's like a little flower, and then it has the M. And the cap is magnetic. Like, look at this. It just snaps, like, on its own. So obviously, the packaging, everything about this is beautiful. But the scent itself, this scent is so good. I actually have a dupe of this perfume, a very affordable dupe of this perfume, which the first time I ever smelled this perfume, that is the first thing that came into my head, and it just gives me so many memories. And the dupe for Rose is Greedy, in my opinion, is the original Juicy Couture perfume. Not Viva La Juicies and all of that, literally just the original Juicy Couture. I think it's discontinued, but I mean, you can pretty much get Juicy Couture like everywhere these days. But this smells so much like it. As far as the rose aspect in this perfume, and if it smells vintage, no, not at all. This smells expensive. This smells like $1 million perfume. I'm telling you, when you wear this, you will smell like you got it all together. Like, it just smells so good. I literally keep on closing it and then I'm opening it again. Like, I can't stop smelling it. The rose in it, I almost can't really detect. It's so well balanced and well blended with the other notes that it's not like the standout note, but at the same time it is. Like, it's so hard to explain. This has top notes of peach, blackcurrant, mandarin orange, coconut, and pink pepper. It has middle notes of rose, flowers, and jasmine, and base notes of white musk, sugar, vanilla, amber, and benzoin. So, I mean, for a perfume that's called Rose is Greedy, this has a lot of notes going on in it, so the rose is not going to be the main thing that you smell. But the rose scent that you are smelling out of this is more so like a fresh rose. You're walking into a garden of roses type of rose, like freshly rained, and you go and smell a rose, like a fresh flower, rather than like a synthetic rose. This is not a sharp fragrance. I don't think that this is very polarizing. I think this is a fragrance that anybody can love. I will say this has some heavy projection. It's a heavy hitter. Don't look at this like, look at this juice, like light pink. You know, you think probably like fresh, airy. No, this is deep. This is dense. It has so much power to it. Like, do not go heavy on this stuff. I swear you only need 2 sprays and this will literally last you an entire day. Like, this is probably one of the most longest lasting perfumes that I have in my entire collection. It's strong, so don't go into this thinking, oh, a sweet, rosy, airy, light fragrance. No, this is heavy, but in the best way possible. It smells like a department store, like a perfume store, like you entered a perfume store. Every time I smell it, it just smells so rich and expensive, just bougie, but at the same time not too mature, insanely feminine, very pretty. I could see this as a bridal scent, honestly, even though it is strong, but I feel like on your wedding day, you want a perfume that you're not gonna have to, like, you have so many things that you're gonna be focusing on that day. I don't think touching up your perfume should be that, and I feel like this is a perfume that you can put on when you're getting ready as a bride, and this will last you throughout your entire day. And this just gets so much better the longer that it's on your skin. It almost gets a little sweeter. It gets more like sensual and almost like a skin scent, but at the same time it projects and you're gonna leave an intoxicating trail. Like, it has amazing sillage and everything. I feel like I'm not really explaining this. Like, I'm not explaining the sense of this, but I feel like I'm explaining the vibe that it gives, because it's just one of those perfumes that is so well blended that it's kind of hard to pinpoint specific notes. But all I can tell you is that this is not a mature rose scent, which I know a lot of us do not love, including myself. It's just like that perfect fragrance that exudes feminine energy, and very appropriate, honestly, for like a wedding day, but also like a daily fragrance that works for daytime as well as nighttime. Like, I just feel like you really can't put this fragrance into a category because it just works for everything. I feel like this is your perfect, like, signature worthy everyday scent. So I highly recommend that you check out Rose is Greedy. To all my rose haters out there, do not go into this being scared of that Rose is Greedy name, because this is so much more than just a synthetic rose scent. And by the way, as I said, I got this for $80, and this is also a 4 fluid ounce fragrance. This perfume is more of like a floral, like I would put this more so in the floral category, but it does have sweetness to it. There is like a vanilla scent to it, almost like an ambery scent. It's almost a little bit spicy also. It has a lot going on. Like, I wouldn't just put this into one category, even though overall it is a floral fragrance. And there is also jasmine in here, and I definitely can smell the jasmine. So I feel like in here I'm smelling most of the notes that I do love. So if you're worried about this just not being sweet enough for you, this does have like sweetness to it. It's not just like, a boring and rose scent. This is not a boring scent at all. Whether you like this scent or not, you cannot call this boring. If you do end up seeing this in any of your TJ Maxx stores, definitely snatch it up because you will not regret it. That is Mancera Roses Greedy. The next perfume I love. Like when I tell you I love this perfume, this is like a 10 out of 10 perfume for me. Probably like a signature perfume for me. I made a post on my community tab. I don't even remember what I wrote because I feel like I posted this so long ago now. And I'm sorry that it's taking me so long to finally include this in a video. But this is Choo Illicit. So many of you guys were telling me in the comments that this is like an amazing perfume and that you love this, like it's one of your favorite perfumes ever. So I just pulled up the post. I'll put it up right here so you guys can read this as I'm reading it. But I was like, guys, I think I just discovered my favorite perfume of all time. If you love sweet scents, this one is a need. I haven't loved a perfume this much in a long time. Best blind buy ever. And I said that I got a full size of this at TJ Maxx for 50 bucks. So I totally agree with basically everything that I said, and the comments under this video are literally like so positive. Like you guys love it. I feel like there's not a single person. I have like 74 comments under this post, and literally all 74 of you are either people that are like, I'm obsessed with that scent. It's one of my favorite scents in the world. It's so sweet. It's so sexy. And I feel like the other people are like, oh my god, I really want to go and buy that scent now. So there wasn't a single person that didn't like this scent. If you love sweet scents, this is a need. This is the most beautiful gourmand ever. Like I'm telling you, the first time that I smelled this, I fell in love. So this is what Choo Illicit looks like. I feel like it doesn't look like it's all that. I don't know. It's a really simple bottle, but there's nothing basic. Oh my gosh, about this smell. I haven't smelled this in a little bit because I've been waiting to film this video, but wow, this smells so good, guys. Before I even say anything about this perfume, I'm telling you, if you love sweet gourmand scents, this is a need. Like this is an absolute need. This is so sexy. It's a perfume that will get you compliments from anybody. Like this is just so good. This is so sweet and caramelly, indulgent. This smells like a dulce de leche, like ice cream, which is literally like my favorite ice cream flavor of all time. It literally smells exactly like that. This has top notes of ginger, bitter orange, middle notes of jasmine, sambac, orange blossom, and rose, and base notes of honey, amber, caramel, sandalwood, vanilla, and cashmere wood. Those base notes are like the base notes of my dreams. Those base notes are all I smell of this perfume. I don't even smell anything else. To be completely honest, I don't smell any florals in here. There's a slight opening of a slight little hint of like a zesty orangey smell, but that goes away in literally like a second. You don't really get like a citrus scent in here, which I don't really like, to be honest, but you literally get that for like a split second, literally just when you first spray this. But once this settles down, even after like 5 seconds, you just get the most creamy, honey, caramel deliciousness. Like this for the fall and winter time is like a warm hug. Probably one of the sexiest perfumes ever. Like so sweet. Whoever you're with is gonna want to literally eat you. For me, definitely the standout note in here is that caramel. It's the note that I can smell most out of this perfume. Also like honey at the same time, but not as much. Like this is not the honey that would be in like the Jean Paul Gaultier Scandale, which is like a honey bomb and that's all you smell is just like a honey scent. There is a honey scent to this one as well, but that caramel, I would say, is the star of the show. Through and through, this is a caramel fragrance, but with other notes in it. I feel like if I close my eyes, I'm like smelling a fountain of like, you know how they have the chocolate fountains? This is like a caramel fountain. There's really no other way for me to describe this other than sweet, sexy, indulgent, creamy deliciousness that you're gonna want to wear if you are a sweet lover. If you don't like sweet scents, I don't know about this one because it's very, 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 very sweet. But if you are anything like me and you love your sweet, caramelly, gourmand fragrances, this is going to be your girl. To me, a lot of gourmand scents kind of lean a little bit juvenile in a way. This is sexy gourmand. This is literally, you are a sexy woman, a rich, sexy woman, but you smell like a literal snack. This is just a yummy, cozy, sweet, cashmere caramelly type of scent. I've smelled the original Jimmy Choo. I actually own Jimmy Choo Fever, which kind of gives me vibes of this in a way, because that one is very sweet, but it's sweet in like a different type of way. It's a lot more fruity, but I would say this is definitely my favorite Jimmy Choo that I have ever smelled, and definitely like one of my favorite perfumes of all time. Like, I said it in my community post, but I still stand by that statement. I mean, that perfume just really blew me away. I feel like I had seen it for so long, but I finally decided to pick it up, and I'm so glad that I did. A lot of you guys have told me to pick up the Jimmy Choo Blossom, which is in like a pink box. To be honest, I haven't really researched on the notes of that perfume, but coming from that title, like Jimmy Choo Blossom, it's seeming a little bit more floral, like on the floral side to me, which I don't normally like. So if you guys have that perfume, let me know. Is it like too floral? Does it have sweetness in it? Because for me to really buy a perfume, it needs to have some sweetness to it. But anyways, I definitely give Jimmy Choo Illicit a straight 10 out of 10. Such a good, sexy fragrance. I mean, you just need this. Like, this is, if you want to smell like walking caramel. Right, then I have another designer fragrance that I got for a very affordable price. I think I got this for like 30 bucks. This is, I believe, a discontinued flanker of the Prada Candy line. This is Prada Candy Gloss. So this is one of those perfumes that is made to smell like makeup, basically. Obviously, it's called Prada Candy Gloss. So this is only a 1 fluid ounce bottle, but I feel like still to get a Prada perfume for 30 bucks, even if it is 1 fluid ounce, that's a really good price. This has sour cherry and cassis, middle notes of peach, rose, and orange blossom, and base notes of vanilla, almond, benzoin, heliotrope, and musk. When I first bought this bottle, I was trying to spray it, and I was like, there's no sprayer, like, is this a manufacturing error? But no, the bigger bottles, like the spray nozzle is actually here, and you spray it like this, but I guess with the 1 fluid ounce, you got to take off the top. But this is so good. This is more sweet, but on the fruity side. This is very cherry-like. I can definitely smell that opening of that cherry. It does settle down a lot creamier, but it does open up with like this bright, fruity burst of like cherry, but then you get the vanilla, you get the almondy, you know, the creamier notes. Whereas Jimmy Choo Illicit is more of like a gourmand sweet, caramel, sugary, that type of sweet. This one is sweet in like a sugary but fruity way. It's kind of like a synthetic cherry sort of a smell. There's actually some people that have compared this to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, which I can't really speak on if they're similar because I've never smelled Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. When you first spray this, you're like, wow, this is like a bright, almost a little tart cherry scent, but then that kind of goes away once it dries down, because then all you get is like the creamy notes, the vanillas, that tartness really goes away. The fruitiness is still there, but it smells like fruit, but you can't really detect which fruit you're smelling. It's just like an overall like fruity, general fruity smell. This honestly to me smells a lot like the cherry chapstick, like the actual chapstick brand, but in the cherry flavor. Like if you smell that, it kind of smells like this. So I definitely get the whole gloss. Even the packaging literally has like lipsticks all over it. So I definitely do get like the makeup-y smell in this. It is kind of like a powdery scent. Like in the beginning, it starts off a little bit more bright and fresh and fruity, but then it dries down to more of like a powdery, makeup-y lip balm smell. It really reminds me like so much of the cherry chapstick scent. This one smells a lot more of like a synthetic cherry rather than like a super realistic cherry, but it's still very sweet. So I definitely think you need to be a sweet lover to enjoy what this scent has to offer, but it's very, very good nonetheless. Very sexy. This isn't super mature. Like I feel like this is good for like a lower 20s, and I feel like every time I mention age on my channel, sometimes I'll get hate because people are like, why are you subjectifying perfumes? Why are you putting ages to perfumes? Like that has nothing to do with it. I'm only doing that for the sake of explaining the scent. I'm not subjectifying it. You could wear a perfume whether you're 100 or 2 years old. I really could not care less what perfumes you wear, no matter how old you are. But I'm a perfume channel at the end of the day, and I like to explain perfumes to the best of my abilities. And I feel like a lot of people understand when you say this perfume smells mature rather than immature, because that is a really big selling point for some people. Like, some people want perfumes that smell mature rather than something that smells immature, you know, or vice versa. So I definitely feel like that's something I have to point out, and if you don't like it, well, then you don't have to be on this channel. Anyways, that is Prada Candy Gloss. The next perfume I actually picked up at the kiosk at my mall where I get a lot of my perfumes, and this is Bulgari Omnia Coral. So the reason why I picked up this perfume is because I feel like I always fall into this trap, but I watch Curly Scents here on YouTube, which I've mentioned before a lot of times that I watch her channel. And she has this little series on her channel where she has guys rate her perfumes. And this was a perfume that the guys rated so highly. They both gave this a 10 out of 10. They were literally just obsessing so much over this fragrance, and they just had nothing but good things to say about this. If you see that video alone will make you want to buy this scent in a second. I'm gonna be completely honest and say that I don't completely love this perfume. I kind of knew that going into it because I don't really love this scent profile of perfumes. I would put this in the category of like a fresh fruity scent. It's not super sweet. It's kind of sweet, but it's more so like fresh, airy, bright, that sort of scent profile. This reminds me of Bright Crystal from Versace. Like, it's in that sort of scent family. This has top notes of bergamot, goji berries, middle notes of pomegranate, hibiscus, water lily, and base notes of musk and Virginia cedar. I got really excited when I got the pomegranate because I figured, you know, I mean, I knew that this was going to be a fruity fragrance, but I love pomegranate. I just think it's such a delicious, juicy, sweet, seductive scent. I love pomegranate. I love eating pomegranate, and I also love the scent of pomegranate in a lot of perfumes. And I definitely get a hint of that pomegranate in here. This starts out very tart. This is very similar to the Daisy Oh So Fresh fragrance. This is similar to Chanel Chance Eau Tendre. Like I said, Bright Crystal from Versace. It's in that family of scents. So like very fresh scents, airy scents, fruity, but not too like cloying, not too sweet. I will say this is a beautiful fragrance. I don't know why, but I feel like there's something in the dry down of this scent that makes me think of pepper. It's like a little bit spicy and peppery. I don't know, really weird. I actually have a story behind this scent. This scent, although I'm not like 100% there with it, I do really like it. I would give this like a strong 8 out of 10. I think it's a beautiful scent. Very, very pretty. It just doesn't fall like completely under my scent preference. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't give this a 10 out of 10. But other than that, I do think it's a really pretty scent. But I will say this definitely has to go into the my most complimented perfumes category, because I will tell you guys a story like of what happened to me when I bought this perfume actually. So when I first bought this, literally the day that I bought this, I sprayed it all over me and I was like, oh, this is good. And I went about my day, and I remember I had drank coffee that day, and I was getting super, super jittery because coffee is just a bad idea for me. I'm a very anxious mess of a person to begin with, and coffee just heightens that by 200%. But you know, I still like to do it to myself. I don't know why, but I drank coffee and I started feeling super jittery, and I was kind of away from my house, so I really needed to eat something because I was getting so shaky and like lightheaded and just not feeling good. So I decided to stop by McDonald's, which is not a choice I make too often, okay? I actually hate McDonald's. I think it's disgusting. The more I've grown up, the more I've realized that, not just because it's horrible for you, but also it honestly tastes gross to me now as an adult. I used to like it when I was little, but it's just gross now. But it was the only thing that was like right there, and as I said, I was getting so lightheaded. I was just like desperate for food. So I pulled to the drive-thru, and I was wearing this scent. I lowered down my window to give her like my card in the drive-thru, and she was like, oh my god, your perfume smells so good. Mind you, we are at a drive-thru. Like, I'm not even next to her. I was in my car. Like, I just pulled down my window and she could smell it on me. And it wasn't like I had just sprayed it. I had actually had this on for a couple hours when I pulled down my window. And so like, she is in the building and I'm over here in my car and she could still smell my perfume. She's also in a freaking McDonald's, so there's food scents all around her and she could still smell this on me. And I was like, what? Like, I was like, thank you so much. Like, it made my day. Like, my favorite compliment in the world is you smell good. But there's something about this scent that, you know, the guys, when they rated this, they were not wrong. I don't know why, but when you wear this, you will get the attention of people. Like, I got complimented more than that day of me wearing this scent, and I don't know, there's just something about it. I have other really crowd-pleasing perfumes in my collection, and I swear this has to be like one of the most complimented scents ever. Like, I was getting so many compliments that day, and I was like, wow, like, this perfume actually is really good. It's just a pretty scent, very much like Girl Next Door. And again, I would consider this a really good scent for your wedding day because it's not too much, but at the same time, people will smell it on you and they'll think that you smell really good. So that is Bulgari Omnia Coral. The next perfume I have here, I don't know why I waited this long to get my hands on this perfume, but I'm so glad that I finally got it. This is incredible. So this is the Carolina Herrera Good Girl Supreme perfume. So this perfume is a flanker of the original Good Girl, which we all know and love. I have Good Girl right over there and I love her. That is a scent that will also get you so many compliments, mainly from men. I don't know what it is, but I have such a vivid memory with that scent. When I first bought it, I had sprayed it on me and my fiance was like in my neck. He was like, you smell so good. And I hear it a lot from a lot of other women that it just makes men go crazy. I don't know what it is in that scent, but this perfume, I almost, like, dare I say it, as much as I love the original, I still love it, but I almost love this one more. I love this so much because this is even more of what I love. The original is still very sweet, but there is like a freshness to it, but this one is even more sweet, and the sweetness is coming from berries. And literally I can't even count how many times I've told you guys on my channel how much I love berries in perfumes. I just think berries are literally the most delicious scent note that you could add to a perfume. I feel like berries are not the types of fruits that give perfumes like a fresh quality. They give perfumes like this really seductive, sexy, and like dense, sweet smell. So this perfume has top notes of forest fruits, Egyptian jasmine, middle notes of tonka bean and tuberose, and base notes of vetiver. So it's pretty simple. The original, oh my god, this scent is just absolutely incredible. This is definitely the DNA of the original scent is in here, but you just add berries to it and it's even sexier in my opinion. I remember I had sprayed this on one of my shirts and the next day I went to go do laundry and my entire bin, like my entire laundry bin, smelled so good, and I was like, what smells so good in here? And I was literally smelling my dirty shirts because I was like, I need to know where this smell is coming from. And I finally smelled the shirt that I had worn the night before. I was on a little date night with my fiance and I sprayed this perfume. He loved it, by the way, but I smelled that shirt, and that one shirt had made the entire bin smell so good. Like, it smells so good. And ever since I smelled it and I realized that it was this, I was like, wow, like I gotta use that perfume more. It almost smelled better the longer that I had stayed. Obviously I had stayed on that shirt like overnight, and the scent had almost gotten sweeter, just better. I can't even explain to you, but this scent is so good. There's almost like this amber scent to it. You can smell the tuberose, but it's so sweetened out. Everything is sweetened out. Like, it's literally, you take the original, but you just made it more sweet and more berry-like. If you like berries as much as I do, I highly recommend that you get this perfume. To be completely honest, obviously if you love the original, you will love this, especially if you love berries. But I feel like even if you do not love the original and you like sweet scents in general, try this one out, because although this smells like it has the DNA of the original in here, there's something about it that is just better, more sexy. You need to go and smell this for yourself. Very creamy. I definitely smell that tonka bean in here. That tonka is kind of giving it like this sweet, creamy, vanilla sweet vibe, but then you add the fruits in there it's like game over. This is definitely like party in your 20s type of fragrance. So yeah, definitely love that. I did get this at an Ulta store. I don't think this is a scent that you could find at a discount stores because it's pretty new. Highly, highly, highly recommend Good Girl Supreme. Perfect date night sexy scent. You will get any man wraps around your finger when you're wearing this scent. By the way, I will be filming another fiance rates my perfumes video, and I will definitely include this perfume in that video because I'm very interested to see what he thinks of this, just smelling it straight on, because I know that he loves it when it's on me, but we'll see. So the last two fragrances that I have to show you guys are both from Juliette Has A Gun. Basically, this is kind of where I'm gonna update you guys a little bit on the Juliette Has A Gun perfume range review that I just did, my previous video. So I ended up getting 2 full sizes from that video after smelling all the perfumes that came in that little discovery set. These are the 2 that I decided to get that I'm the most in love with. And if you guys saw that video, you might be confused because you know that I had already bought a full-size perfume in that video of one of the perfumes that I talked about, and that was Not a Perfume, which is like the star basically of that entire house. And I know that I told you guys I really liked it, and honestly I still really like the scent, do not get me wrong, but I did end up returning it and getting a different perfume, which I will speak on, but I will tell you guys first why I decided to return that fragrance. So as I said in that video, I loved that fragrance. Like, I thought it was so good. And on me, I feel like the first few times that I wore that fragrance, I really liked it and I could definitely smell it. And then I almost kind of became scent blind to it. The more that I started wearing it, like not even like throughout the day, but as I kept wearing it like every single day, I started to smell it less and less and less. It was like a very subtle fragrance, but I could smell it and it was just like clean. There was like a little bit of like this sexiness to it. But I felt like the more that I started wearing it after that video, it just started disappearing on my skin. Like, I could smell it within like the first 10 minutes of me wearing it. And then it started disappearing and I was like, what is going on? Because it was not doing that when I first bought it. I just kind of came to the conclusion that it was too light for me. Even though I loved it so much in the beginning and I could smell it, it was still very subtle even when I first bought it. But I just feel like it got lighter and lighter and lighter, which is so weird. I don't understand what happened. I really don't know, but I just started smelling it less and less, and it also kind of started getting more smoky on my skin. When I would smell my skin, it almost smelled like I had just smoked cigarettes or something like that, and I don't smoke. So I was like, why is this turning smoky all of a sudden? It was just doing some weird things with my skin that I didn't like, so I decided to return it and get the other perfume that I really liked from that range. So I told you guys in that video that the next full size perfume that I will buy is Lipstick Fever, and I bought Lipstick Fever. You guys don't even understand how much I'm obsessed with this fragrance. This is so sexy. It reminds me so much of this perfume right here. This is Lolita Lampica, one of my favorite scents in the whole world. It's so sweet. It has like this licoricey vibe, but this one is that but sexier. Like, look at this bottle, it's so pretty. The red. My fiance goes crazy for this perfume. Like, he is obsessed with this perfume. I can't wait to do the fiance rates my perfumes video so I can include that so that you guys can see firsthand how much he loves this, because I actually, like, as I was kind of testing out the discovery set, I would put that on me and I would make him smell it and he would be like, this is the best perfume, like, you need to, like, he was telling me to buy the full size. So I was like, all right, I need to buy the full size. This has top notes of raspberry and violet. It has middle notes of iris and patchouli and base notes of cedar and vanilla. This is like a powdery, raspberry, fruity lipstick smell. Ultra sexy, super sweet, a little bit powdery, definitely giving you like these licorice vibes. You can definitely smell that sweet raspberry note in here. You can smell the iris. I just think overall this perfume is so underrated. Like, I hear close to nobody really talking about this scent, and this is such a good well performing, really good smelling, very sweet, very sexy, sultry, seductive scent. I smelled Maybelline lipsticks and like a CoverGirl lipstick or something like that, and that's what this kind of smells like. It's like that sweet, makeup-y kind of powdery scent, but I feel like that just doesn't really do it justice. It's just so much better than that. This is so underrated for me. I think everybody should own this, especially if you love sweet scents. Like, I feel like you kind of need to like sweet scents to appreciate this perfume, but I think this is just so sexy. It's so ultra feminine and very mature, but in the best way, and definitely something that you're going to really be complimented in, and very much like signature worthy scent. So that is Lipstick Fever. This is the perfume that I got when I exchanged Not a Perfume. I ended up getting this one because this is the other perfume in that Discovery set that I really liked, and I think I mentioned it in that video that I was going to get the full size of this. This is so it's literally called it's literally 4 M's and 3 dots. This is a type of fragrance that you smell and it just makes you go like like it's so good. It's very sweet, but it's it's a different kind of sweet than Lipstick Fever. This perfume is very much similar to kind of like a cross between Hypnotic Poison from Dior and Zara Femme. So Zara Femme is kind of similar to Hypnotic Poison. The only difference is there is like this added freshness that Hypnotic Poison does not have. Hypnotic Poison is almost like a cloying sweet fragrance. It's just ultra sweet Play-Doh type of smell. It's very hypnotic. It's very good. There's so many people that love that fragrance, and it's a very complimented scent, and I absolutely love it, but it can be a little too much. It's definitely an out there fragrance, and I would say this one is way more toned down, and it has a lot more going on to it at the same time. It also has that fresh quality that Zara Femme has. This one smells high end. Juliette Has A Gun is a niche house, and this smells niche. Like, when you smell this, you know that you're smelling something expensive, something very much high end. This has top notes of raspberry, geranium, and neroli. It has middle notes of tuberose, iris, orange blossom, and jasmine sambac, and base notes of vanilla, caramel, sandalwood, heliotrope, white musk, and patchouli. So we got raspberry again in here, but there's a lot more going on in here than Lipstick Fever. This is super complex. It's one of those perfumes where you can't really pinpoint any certain note in here because there's so much going on. It's a very fluffy scent, very sweet, but not cloying sweet. It's not like down your throat sweets, like intense sweetness, because like I said, that there is like this fresh element to it. It kind of has like this fluffy marshmallow scent, but then it still has that freshness, and that freshness I feel like is what is really hard for me to explain. And I just feel like this is a scent you need to smell for yourself to understand what I'm talking about when I say it has that little fresh quality to it. It's a very sultry scent, again very sexy, but kind of completely different from Lipstick Fever. They're two different types of sexy. It lasts forever. I feel like that's just something that this house really does well. Kind of has like this syrupy vibe to it, which I would not normally be into, but I am in the way that it's done in here. So I really like it. It's a really unique fragrance, and I would say if you love Hypnotic Poison, but Hypnotic Poison is just too much for you, like maybe you like the scent of it, but you don't like how cloying it is, how heavy it is, like maybe try out this fragrance. It's a really good scent. So that is all of the fragrances that I have to show you guys today. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know which are these fragrances that you have in your own collection. If you like any of these, if you hate any of these. I love reading all of your opinions, but that is it for me today. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel and turn your post notifications on so you can be notified when I post next. And I will see you guys in my next video.